Game Week 1 saw defending champions Manchester City travel to West Ham in what may have seemed to be a potentially tricky away fixture. This was a hotly anticipated game with really impressive stats to look at. We'll show you all the key data in just under 5 minutes to see how the teams compared and who the top players were. This is StatsWave. At full time, the match between these two sides ended West Ham 0, Manchester City 2. Our man of the match was Cancelo. You can imagine how well he must have played to beat Erling Haaland to the award, and we'll show you the data to back up why Cancelo was the best player on the day. City's young new striker Haaland had a great start to his Premier League career by winning and scoring a penalty in the first half, and then going on to get a second goal after breaking through the West Ham defence using his blistering pace. Kevin De Bruyne picked up an assist with a beautiful defence-splitting pass, which put Haaland through on goal. Let's take a look at how the teams compared by looking at the stats in more detail. Manchester City produced some of the most dominant passing and possession stats you'll see in a top-flight Premier League game, especially considering they were the away team. Their numbers are astonishing. They had 75% of the ball throughout the game, with an expected goals tally of over 2. This shows that despite winning the game comfortably, they were still wasteful in attack and should have had more goals if they'd been more clinical. West Ham, on the other hand, only had the ball for a quarter of the game, which is low for a top-level team playing at home in front of their own fans. When it comes to shooting, Manchester City had 14 shots, but only 2 were on target, including a penalty. This shows that they still have plenty of room to sharpen up in attack. City's passing stats were truly world-class. A total of 774 passes were completed by the champions, and they had an incredible accuracy rate of 93%. It's rare to see these types of figures at this level and shows just how well Manchester City played on Sunday. Considering they now have a big target man up front, the number of successful crosses City managed seemed low and could be an area which they could improve on to use Haaland's power in the box. What makes Manchester City consistent champions is they have a team full of hungry winners who compete harder than most. You can see this in the duels they won across the pitch, dominating West Ham both on the ground and in the air. The successful dribble stats showed that West Ham lacked creative flair and pace in the team, with only 1 successful dribble throughout the game. City, on the other hand, had a number of players who could run with the ball past the opposition time and time again. Let's take a look at the key individual performers, starting with our man of the match, Cancelo. Cancelo contributed towards a clean sheet, completed the most passes in the game with an unbelievable pass accuracy of 95%. He made the most attacking passes in the match, had the most touches of any player, and remarkably wasn't dispossessed once throughout the entire match. He also had the most successful dribbles of any player and recovered the ball for his team more than any other player. It was a truly dominant all-round performance. Now let's take a look at all the key players in the match. Haaland was of course the biggest goal threat of any player, getting 2 shots on target and scoring 2 goals, although one of these was a penalty. Kevin De Bruyne created the most chances in the game, including a brilliant defence-splitting ball which set up Manchester City's second goal. Man of the match Cancelo hit the most attacking passes and also made the most successful dribbles. West Ham's new signing Gianluca Scamacca came off the bench and won the most attacking headers in the match. Declan Rice won the most tackles. Ben Johnson put in a strong defensive performance and made the most clearances in the match, while Cancelo showed his work rate by recovering the ball more than any other player. Rodri was the most dominant player when it came to defensive headers. City made a really strong start to the defence of the title, and even though there was a huge buzz around their attacking power, the stats showed that there's still room for improvement in that area, which will be terrifying for the rest of the league if they can get that part right. West Ham had a really poor start to the season, but in fairness, They lost their star goalkeeper Fabianski early in the first half due to an injury. At the time the score was 0-0 and that may have disrupted the team. Here at StatsWave, we're trying to bring more data and insights to the fans. If you'd like to know more about the stats behind our incredible Premier League games, please support the channel by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button, and leaving us a comment below.